What's going on, everybody? Today we're back in the shop working on the Bronco. Today we're finishing up the MP205 swap with custom twin sticks. So the shifters have kind of honestly been the biggest hurdle I had to basically overcome and try and figure out as far as this MP205 swap goes. Everything else was pretty simple. We made a little spacer, bolted it up to the transmission, then I just measured out my drive shafts and sent them off to the shop to get re-lengthed. All that was pretty simple. The shifter situation, since it's not being a factory transfer case that works right off the factory shifter arm, it's a little different. And I wanted to run twin sticks, and twin sticks are super cool. If you've never seen them before, the front wheels independently and the rear wheels independently. So if you wanted to go into two rear wheel drive low, you could do that. If you want to go front wheel drive low, you can do that. And it just, I don't know, then they're just cool, you know? They're just cool. So I found these guys called JB Custom Fabrication, and they just specialize in twin sticks. Yeah, these guys have shifters for basically almost any old school new process transmission. Fords, Chevys, Dodges, Jeeps, Internationals, you name it. They also have cable-driven shifter kits. And they're super cool because they allow flexibility on where you want to mount them. So yeah, that's what I decided to go with. I'm going with the twin stick cable shifter flush mounted kit. So after talking to John over at JB Custom Fabrication, he did tell me that he could do a custom bend for my shifters that will allow me to put it where I want it and not have it interfere. Let's go into the truck so I can show you what I'm talking about. I'm gonna put the flush mounted shifter, which I'm gonna put on the screen right here, and flush mount it right here. So this is where it's gonna go, and this is why we need the custom bends, because they're gonna go straight up, and they will definitely have the possibility to interfere with my shifter being in second gear while they're facing forward. Let's make some mock-ups here and see what we need to have bent. Okay, so I made a couple of cardboard cutouts to explain what I got going on here. Basically, I think this is like the base plate of the cable shifter, and basically I think I'm gonna put it right about here. And based off of what I saw on the website, this is about what the shifters would look like if I just bought it off the shelf. And so basically these would sit like so, and then they would go into low. And honestly, I do that and I go, oh, this will work perfectly. Yeah, because this is in second gear right now. And forward, if I go into third, that ain't gonna work. If I go into fourth, or reverse, I mean, yeah, that's just not gonna work. So, honestly, what I'm thinking is I go like this. He did say we can cut them, but he doesn't recommend it because you kind of need that leverage to get into the shifter. Yeah, we'll work out the interference with the center console once we get the kit. Right now, I just need to get back with John and get him what bends I need so I can have this thing by the weekend and we can make a video. So yeah, I'm thinking we just go a little bit more severe on this bend and it'll be just dandy. So let's make some new cutouts and see what they look like. So I spent quite a bit of time that night trying to get the bends exactly how I wanted them, and I just wasn't able to quite do it in the cardboard world. So I decided to hop on my computer on actual CAD and draw it up. And here's what I came up with. I was able to send this to John with some measurements and we got it done. All right, now that we've sent off that information, we just gotta get it to show up here now. So, let's do some YouTube magic. Just like that, got the package. Let's get this thing opened up. Alrighty, got the whole kit taken out. All this stuff looks super great. I'm super excited. Got my billet knobs that are labeled. Those are super cool. We got the MP205 kit. So this bolts onto the transfer case on the back side. And then these hook onto the shifter rails. Got the hardware, got the vinyl boot. John recommended I go with the boots for custom bends on his shifters. They just fit better. The rubber ones are flimsy. This was a little bit extra, but that's okay. So are the knobs, a little bit extra. Got a bunch of slaps. Got a sick little bottle opener. And we got the goods. We got the cable shifter kit. This thing's super slick. It's all like, it's either laser jet or water cut. or water jet aluminum. I don't know the difference, quite the difference between the two, but super clean, TIG welded all together. Yeah, the lever system's super sick. Yeah, this is what we got to deal with. Let's do some mock-up now. Okay, so first thing we got to do to get this thing mounted is we got to get this carpet out and start cutting. So we got to pull the seats, pull the center console, and the shifter. Let's get started. I need legit seats for this thing. Alrighty, we had that thing mocked up, it was looking great, but now I need to build a cover plate for the old shifter, so let's dive into that. Oh, yeah. She's beautiful. She gonna need some shaping, but we can do it. Shaping and some self-tappers.
Tomorrow.
Alrighty, so we gotta go pick up my drive shafts. They're done, they're ready to go. But I did some thinking last night, and honestly, I think the way I mounted the shifter isn't gonna be the strongest, like, at all. I cut a super big hole in that transmission cover plate and put the thing on top. And I think that plate of the shifter is supposed to go underneath. Then the boot is supposed to sandwich it between the sheet metal, and that's supposed to make it a strong connection. Then there's only supposed to be a really small hole for the shifter arms to come through. I think that's how it's supposed to be, and I completely did that all wrong. So I think while we're going to Salt Lake, we should stop by a junkyard in Salt Lake that has a lot of OBS trucks. At least the last time I was there, it had a lot of OBS trucks, and try and get a new transmission cover. And maybe if I'm lucky, I can find some two-wheel drive carpet that's not beat to shit, but I doubt it. With that being said, we gotta hop in the car, we gotta head to Salt Lake.
20 minutes later.
So I found this bowl nose with really clean tan carpet, cleanish. We gotta, actually clean it before we put it in the Bronco, but I think I'm gonna take this. It's ready to go. It is cut up here, but when it gets tucked up, it's not that noticeable, and it's not as bad as all the random cuts I have. So I think we're gonna take this. There's not a single manual Ford in this lot. I think there was one, and it was already, everything's gone manual wise. So as far as transmission plates go, I'm gonna have to just get an automatic one and cut it out for the manual. But alrighty, drive shafts picked up, carpet is here, got the new tray. I'm gonna stop on my buddy's work, drop this carpet off to him so he can clean it off, make it fresh, and then we'll head back home with these drive shafts. I gotta give a shout out to Slyco over here. They're always helping me out. I've gone to Slyco for, I don't know, I've had to modify these drive shafts 3 times, and I take it to these guys every time. But they've been in business for a really long time, and the lady over there, her name is Lorraine. She's super friendly, super helpful, always takes care of you. I started talking to her about my YouTube channel, and she actually consumes YouTube quite a bit because she was talking to me about all these other channels. So that was kind of cool to see. All right, enough talking about drive lines and all this other stuff. We gotta get the heck out of Salt Lake County and head back home and get this done.
later.
Alright, we just cut out our new transmission cover. Still gotta clean up the edges, but that's okay. I wanna talk about how I got this hole though. I ended up making a new cardboard template versus the old one that had a super big cutout. I made a new one. I mocked it up with the shifter here, made sure it was just wide enough that I can just sneak past these two shifter arms here, and that I had enough room for both shifter arms to travel. And I do, I have plenty. This is all we need. So now, what's next is I need to trim up this template so where this whole piece can fit inside here and line up with this hole. So I'm gonna get started on that, and then after that, we unfortunately have to cut our really nice shifter panel because it's just gonna be stronger that way. Okay, this is mocked up, looking pretty good. Got it fitting nicely. I got clearance around the shifter just enough. Yeah, we're looking good. Now this is gonna be strong, and I'm confident this is gonna work. So, yeah, let's go pick up my fresh junkyard carpet, and then we'll come back and drill out our 8 holes. Good to go. Now it's gonna sit in the sun for a little bit, for just a little bit. Yeah, Ginge killed it on this. There was a bunch of oil stains like right here, and it's like gone. So all the stains are pretty much gone. This looks like really nice carpet. I'm excited. So let's let her dry out a little bit. It's already pretty dry. It's just the corners, as you can see. It's just a little bit wet still. So yeah, cool. Let's finish up. Oh man, this is so much better than how I had it before. This is solid. This is so much better. Let's go check on the carpet and see how wet it is and see if we can put it in here. Oh man, dude. That's so nice. Oh, look at this. There is a hole up here. Well, that's all the damage there is. There is also a rip up here, but you can't see it. That's so nice. Let's see what these look like inside it. Oh yeah, dude.
A few moments later.
Are you ready for this interior? It's insane. Check this out. Oh man. It feels so good to have actual carpet in here. Compared to what the vinyl floor looked like, this is incredible. I am so in love with this. We got the shifters in too, got the knobs in place. But yeah, I'm super happy with how this turned out. I really like the shifter location too. If we hop in there, kind of get a POV a little bit. It's in such a good spot. It's not hooked up yet, so obviously it's not shifting, but it shouldn't even go that far. It should be like this, right? Yeah, I'm so excited. Super awesome. It doesn't interfere. Good looks. I love it. Anyways, now we gotta get under the truck, put the drive lines on, and finish hooking up these cables. But I'm pretty beat tonight, so let's fast forward to tomorrow. And we are back. We gotta get this truck on the lift so we can finally be under it more comfortably. All right, now that we're underneath the truck, we gotta get our shifter plate mounted first. We gotta put it right here between these 3 bolts. Now let's get the shifter arms on. Okay, now we gotta put our shifters onto the shifter arms. So yeah, you got the shifter arm, and then you got a square nut. Square nut that slides into the groove of the shifter. That, and you stick the bolt in. I think I did this one wrong. I think this is supposed to be 180 farther back, so I'm gonna fix that real quick. Okay, we got these hooked up. They are in line. Let's see. Can you guys see it? They're in line with the shifter holes. So we should be able to just put the cables, get the nuts off, run the cables through the holes up here, and then we thread them on once we get these caps off into the shifter linkages, and we should be good to go. Yeah, so whatever one's on like the farthest passenger side, it goes to go on the passenger hole.
So it goes.
Let's start with that one. All right, hang on, let me get the bolt in first. Okay. And then, hang on, back her up.
That's what I was getting confused. Like, how are we gonna thread something that's don't spin? Well, yeah, it don't spin, does it?
No.
So.
Damn, that sucks. God damn it. Okay, we finally got those up. We had to basically take everything off and back on like 3 times. All of this has to go on at the same time. The shifter arms to the cable linkages to the plate on the back side here. All of it has to go on at the exact same time. So you gotta put it all on dry and then kind of mock it up. But yeah, it should be good to go. So, but if we come back here, we did get the cables adjusted. I'll show you up top. They're nice and centered, and they're both shifters are in neutral right now, so that's good to go. The cables, I honestly wish I went with a little bit longer so they would have looped back to here a little bit more, but we're gonna test the shifters, make sure they actuate the transfer case how they need to be. We're gonna try just front wheel drive, we're gonna try rear wheel drive first, and then we'll try 4-wheel drive high, and then we'll try and put both of them in low. Okay. Ooh!
Ooh, yo.
What, is it binding up?
Hold on, do it again. It doesn't even look like it wants to move. The section up to your shifter, it looks like it wants to go, but the cable, it looks like it tenses out.
Huh.
I think you might need longer cables.
I might need longer cables then. Damn, that sucks. All right, so I found this on his website, and basically, if you are less than 12 inches on a bend radius, you are too tight and it's not going to work. You need to have 12 inches or greater. I just went under there and measured, and our cables are at 9 inches of bend radius, so they're not going to work. They're not going to be able to shift, and unfortunately that's where we have to leave it, because I can't put the drive shafts in because they're going to get in the way. We have to take the cables off, send it back to them. I got the 61-inch cables, but I need to send them back and get the 72-inch cables. Those should give me just enough to give me a 12 inches or greater of a radius, and then we should be good to go. I know that this has happened in the past. I talked to a couple people on the Facebook groups. One guy ran into the same situation and he had to get longer cables. I think I should have noted what he did, but I didn't. So I'm gonna hit up John, get these cables swapped out, and hopefully next week we can actually drive the Bronco yet again. So we'll see y'all next week. Peace.